Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Shut Up and Read. Today I'll be doing something I have not done ever, or at least not in a very long time, and that is to do a reading vlog for a readathon. So for this reading vlog, I'll be doing the reading rush. So I decided to combine my July arc reading vlog into this video because reading rush starts tomorrow, and then once it's done, there's only a few days left of July, and I feel like I'm already so behind. I'd rather just, it was either completely forgo July arc reading vlog or just try to combine it and put it into this vlog here. So that's what I'm going to do. At least that's what I'm going to try to do. I did not do a TBR for this readathon just because I'm still very much in the air in terms of which books I want to read. But first, let's go through the books that I am hoping to pick up for the July arc and then trying to incorporate that into the reading rush TBR. So for my physical, I have two books here that I have to read because these are the two that I requested and I don't have any other options, guys. Like, these are the two books I want to read. The first one is The Crow Rider by Kaylin Josephson, and the second one is A Princess Will Save You by Sarah Henning. So this book is about a princess who sets on a quest to save her beloved because she was forced to decide whether or not to give up her throne or to marry into one of the three neighboring kingdoms, and I guess she decides to become a warrior and save her beloved instead. Basically, she decides to not do any of the two, but still claim her throne. And then this one over here is basically the sequel to The Storm Crow, which I really adored. Because it's a sequel, I'm not going to go into it. So the first book is about magical island where they have magical crows, and each crow, there's like different types of elements that they do. So like there's a sun crow, there is storm crows, etc, etc. And so one day there's a neighboring kingdom, or there's another kingdom, who comes in and invades their kingdom, and what happens is that they end up destroying all of their elemental magical crows. And Thea, who is one of the princesses, she ends up finding a storm crow egg and ends up hatching it, and her and her sister ends up devising a plan to take back her kingdom. So the first one was really good. I really liked it, so I am really intrigued to find out what will happen next. These are the two books I'll be picking up, and they will definitely fulfill some of the challenges for the reading rush. Like, I don't know which ones yet, but some of them are very chill. Like, one of them is like read outside your home or something like that, so I'll probably be reading it like in the car or just during lunchtime when I'm at work, you know what I mean? So I can definitely put some of these books into the challenges. And then in terms of my ebooks, so I have my laptop over here, and there's actually a number of books this time around that I can do. The first one is actually this one over here, but because I have the ebook and the physical, I'm just going to read the physical because I only have two books that I need to read this time, and that way I can tackle more ebooks. Then I have two books that are sequels, and I didn't read the first one, so I'm not going to read those. The next one is What You Wish For by Catherine Center. This one's a contemporary romance, and that's really all I know, but I am planning to read one of her other books for another secret TBR video, so definitely be on the lookout for that. So I might pick up this one because I do kind of want to go into contemporary romance because I have two fantasy books here, and it'd be good to kind of break things up a little bit. So technically the first choice really is What You Wish For by Catherine Center. Then my other option is A Wicked Magic by Sasha Lawrence. This one is a YA fantasy, I think, or like paranormal, something to do with magic. That's all I know. Like, I know it's witches. That's like all I know about this book. Then the third and final choice for my ebooks is The Two Mrs. Carlyles by Suzanne Brindle. This one's a thriller / mystery book, and again, that's really all I know. So those are my three options. I'm kind of leaning towards A Wicked Magic just because I want something like witchy, kind of magical. But then in terms of my other ones, it really depends, thriller or contemporary romance. So I will decide. We'll see how this goes, guys. I haven't done a readathon reading vlog in such a long time, so I'm going to try to at least vlog daily, or like give you guys daily updates in terms of my reading, because I don't really do that either, to be honest. I usually do like an update like when I actually finish a book or when I'm like halfway through, and that'll be days later. So this is all very like new to me in a way, or at least like I haven't done this in such a long time, so I'll see what I can do and just kind of give you guys updates more regularly for this reading vlog, and then hopefully I can actually fulfill some of the challenges. In terms of the reading rush challenges, I'm going to just kind of go into them once I pick up the books and once I finish it, so I can tell you guys like which ones I decided to tackle for each one, because some of them I don't really know yet. Like, I don't know which book I'll be reading outside, or which book is the first book that I'll touch, etc. So I might end up doing a poll, or I might do like a randomizer for my ebooks, for example, and see like which one of the three I'll be reading, stuff like that. So I haven't decided any of this yet, but once I get around to them, as I tackle each book and as I tackle each challenges, I will let you guys know. So anyways, that's it for this intro. Very quick intro, but I'm excited. I feel like I'm actually in the mood right now for a readathon, so we'll see how well I do. Typically I have not been doing very well, like track record wise, so we'll see, guys. Fingers crossed. Good morning, guys. Welcome to day 1 of the reading rush. I don't know if I mentioned this already yesterday, but I did the intro yesterday, the day prior to reading rush started. So it is very early morning, currently 7:30 Monday morning, and I have my coffee here. It's a very nice cold brew, and I'm about to eat breakfast and just get ready for work. But I want to just pop in very quickly, let you guys know what my reading plans are for today. So today I have 2 books that I'm going to aim to read. The first one is The Crow Rider by Kaylin Josephson. This one is going to fulfill the Le challenge, if that makes any sense. There might be some other challenges that I fulfill, but that will be the one that I am aiming for this book to fulfill. And then I'm also going to be reading Dumpling, which is going to fulfill the movie book adaptation, because I watched the movie a while back, like when it first came out, but I really didn't like it, and I felt like I lost interest in reading the book. But I do have the book, so I figured like I might as well read it. But since I decided to pick up as an audiobook, I will be reading this or listening to this on my commute. So this will fulfill the challenge, which is the book to movie as well as the one to read outside your home, because this will only be my commute book. So that's kind of the plan for today. But anyways, that's it in terms of this update. I am so ready to be reading, and I definitely cannot wait to start eating my breakfast. I made some scrambled eggs and spinach, and I'll just be enjoying my book while reading and drinking my breakfast. So anyways, I'll chat with you guys later, probably tonight, just to give you guys an update on how my reading has been. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna try to like daily update you guys. Like, I cannot daily vlog, like kudos to everyone who can, but I personally I don't have the energy to. So yeah, I'm going to just give you guys very quick updates, at least daily updates, and we'll just go from there. But anyways, I'll check back in later tonight, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome to day 2 of the reading rush. This will be like the fastest update because 1, I need to go shower and get ready for work. It's right now a little past 7 a.m. and 2, I only have like a minute left or so on this memory card, so I want to get this done super fast. So I just want to give you guys an update in my reading yesterday. So I am at 34% of the way through for Dumpling. I am not really enjoying it so far. I think my biggest issue with it is the fact that the synopsis always made it seem like Willa Dean is very confident in her body, like she has a lot of self-confidence about her weight, her body image, etc. But that is not at all the case while reading the book. She is very, very insecure. I feel like if I went into it knowing that she is very self-conscious, then that'd be one thing, but that is not. So I'm not a huge fan of the character, and for this one I am 99 pages in and I'm liking it so far. But I do want to say that I'm liking it less. I feel like the author is really rushing the book, and there's a lot of conveniences that she is setting herself up to have, I think, based on the new elements that she has introduced, the new characters. So I am not a huge fan of this book for the most part. I think it's okay, but yeah, I'll update you guys later. I just wanted to pop in and kind of just elaborate what I was talking about earlier this morning before I was cut off because due to lack of space on my memory card. But my biggest issue right now with The Crow Rider is the fact that there are 3 things, and I kind of mentioned it briefly, but one of them is I feel like there's something about the crow, Rez, who is just seems very improbable. It's something that's never happened before. The main character Thea is just like, I've never seen this before, etc. And the thing is, like, it's made even more improbable because of the pacing of the book, and I feel like the author is just making things to go really fast, which, by the way, I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier today, but the series is actually a duology, which means that the whole series ends with the 2nd book right now. And so I feel like the author is just really rushing everything instead of just pacing things out in a more respectable manner. But right now, just everything just seems so fast, and I feel like because of the improbability of Rez the crow, and basically he's a very special crow, that's all I'm gonna say, but because of that unlikeliness, and the pacing, like the very fast pacing, it makes it even more unlikely. I feel like it was one thing if it's just unlikely, but I'm like, okay, what, I can work with it. Maybe there's some like explanation later, but it just seems even more unlikely because of the pacing of the book. So that's like the first two issues. Then the third issue that I have right now is the introduction of this new character or species or whatever, and I did talk about this very briefly earlier this morning, and I feel like the author is introducing this whole species because this is not mentioned in book one at all. Like I don't recall this name, period, and I feel like the author just introduced this whole element as a way to potentially conveniently explain things. I'm just not a fan when authors decide to introduce something and just use it as a means to kind of like put everything under the table, or like just what is that phrase called when you like brush things and then just like make it all so like clear and clean and everything. Yeah, I feel like that's what's happening with this book right now. So that's my issue with it, but I am enjoying it, but I'm definitely not loving it, and I'm also not a huge fan of the romance. What I'm most interested right now though is actually The Crow, just because he's so quirky and kind of entertaining to read about, but it's just everything surrounding The Crow and all the other elements I mentioned earlier is just making this book not amazing. So I don't know, I feel like this series could have been better with a third book possibly, just so things can have been better paced and better spaced. So yeah, anyways, that's it in terms of this update. I hope this like explanation makes sense, but I'm also really tired. Like I want to go pass out right now. I feel like the day has just been exhausting for work and everything. So anyways, I'll check back in later once I read some more. Hey guys, welcome to day 3 of the readathon. It is super early in the morning. I'm so tired. It's like 7 a.m. but yeah, I have my buns here, my breakfast, and then I'm going to read some more, but I want to just check in very quickly, give you guys an update on my reading from yesterday, I guess. So I did manage to read a little bit this morning, but like not really, so I'm just going to count that in as yesterday's reading. So I am currently on page 203, so I'm about 2/3 of the way through, and I think if things goes it's like the same way, I should be done with this book today, if not by tonight, then early tomorrow morning. That's kind of the plan for this book over here, which is great. I mean, I'm pretty much on track. I kind of wanted to be done yesterday, to be honest, like 2 days to read this book, but it's taking me 3, so it is what it is. And then in terms of my audiobook, I am 70% of the way through, so I think, again, if things goes as planned, I should be done with this book today. If not by today, then early tomorrow. So basically I'll be able to finish both of these books in 3-4 days, something like that, and I should be able to start brand new books tomorrow at the latest. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's not too bad in terms of my reading progress, I guess. 2 books in 3 days I don't think I've done that for a while, so I'm pretty happy about that. But then the next book that I want to pick up, I have no idea as of right now. So yeah, anyways, that's it in terms of this update. It's a very quick update, but I just wanted to give this an update, I guess. I've said update how many times now. Just my reading for the past day, and then see where I'm at right now. And also I need to update my reading journal, which I haven't done yet, so I might have to do that tonight and just kind of see my progress and stuff. But anyways, I'll check back in later. I'm like super tired. I can't tell, like my brain's not functioning. Anyways, I'll check back in later tonight or tomorrow, depending on how I feel. Hello guys, so it is now Wednesday night and I managed to finish my first book, which you should have seen some clips of it already, just indicating that I have completed it 100%, so I'm really happy about that. And that was Dumpling. Honestly, I was not a fan. I still haven't decided what to give it in terms of rating, because I just really did not like about the main character. I think my biggest issue with her, and I feel like I mentioned briefly about this already, was the fact that the synopsis made it seem like she was just so confident about her body, and you know, she was like, oh, I'm the resident fat girl. Like, she just exuded confidence from the beginning, kind of, and from the synopsis. But then as the book continues, you realize that she is actually so insecure to the point that it really hindered her own relationship with her mother as well as her best friend. Like, there was this whole incident about when they joined the beauty pageant, and she literally was just like, the way how she treated her best friend during that time period, I was just like Like, that is just so selfish and so insecure about you and your distrust essentially to your best friend, like whom you've grown up with your entire life. So I really didn't like her, and I feel like she's also really stubborn because for most of the book she was just like, I really want to talk to her again, and I don't know why she didn't apologize. Like, I want to apologize, I feel like I did something wrong, but she did something wrong too. And I'm just like, okay, like honestly, you're the only one who did anything wrong here. So I don't know, I just really didn't like her attitude at all. So that was my biggest issue with the book. But I really like the other side characters. Like, Millie was actually such a sweetheart, and I really liked about her. And even like Hannah, to be honest, like Hannah was kind of grouchy, but like towards the end I feel like she really redeemed herself. So the side characters I cared a lot more about compared to the main character. But yeah, overall I was not a huge fan of Willa Dean whatsoever, and I honestly don't even know why Bo likes her. Like, her personality is just not even that great to start off with. So I don't know, I'm just like confused. But yeah, I don't know what to give that book, but I will think about it. But it might just be 2 stars. It was really not great. But anyways, I am still reading this book right now. I'm on page 252, so I am almost done. I think there's less than 100 pages left, so I think I will hunker down right now and just try to read through it and see how much more I can get through. And I did start another book, and that is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. This is not on my TBR at all, but I just need an audiobook for like my commutes and just like when I do some like chores around the house, so I just picked that up. But yeah, so I want to just jump in very quickly, give you an update, my thoughts, my final thoughts on Dumpling, and just trying to finish my second book, and hopefully I can pick up another one and fulfill some more challenges. I think right now I have only 1 book left, I think, that will fulfill the other challenges, and then I want to read my other books for my arcs. So anyways, that is it in terms of update, and I will check back in later. Hey guys, so it is day 4 of the reading rush. It is nighttime right now. I didn't update you guys this morning because I was just busy, just getting ready for work and everything, and I just didn't have time to just really sit and chat with you guys in terms of my reading. But I did manage to finish my second book today during my lunch break, and that is The Crow Rider by Kaylin Josephson. I will give this book, I'm debating between 3.5 or even 4 stars, to be honest, because ultimately I did actually enjoy it. Like, the ending was well done, but I still feel like everything else that I mentioned previously still really applies. Like, it just felt really rushed, and I didn't really like the whole convenience of how certain things ended and like the explanations of it all. It just felt very too unrealistic to me. The romance also was not the greatest part in this book either, so I really didn't care for that. But I would say my favorite aspect of this book is actually Rest the Crow. Like, he had just so much personality, and honestly I think that's the main reason why I just really enjoy the book overall, just because I love reading about him and his like indignant squawks and whatever. Every time like someone said something, he would like respond, but like in his like crow-like way, and it was just really endearing. So I would say that my favorite part would definitely be the crow, but the characters themselves I'm kind of like meh. The romance is meh, the pacing is also meh. So I don't know, like I don't know why I want to give this book 4 stars, but like the crow, guys, the crow really just like elevated the book, I think. Anyways, that's it with this book, and yeah, I'm glad with this one. So this one I did manage to finish for the La one, and I think that's it actually. Yeah, I think that was the only one. Oh, and the first book that I touched. I decided to put this as the first book I touched because that was the first book technically that I touched when I picked up this book. Then the next book that I am going to pick up is The Princess Will Save You by Sarah Henning. This is the other arc that I wanted to pick up for July, so I am going to read this. I don't think this will actually apply to any of the challenges, so I'm just going to read it and just let you guys know how it is, because I really only have 1 book left that will fulfill the rest of the challenges, and that one's going to be Hitman Reborn. I will be reading volume 1, so that will literally take me like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna actually read it right now before I go to bed, and that will fulfill all the other challenges, which is read a book that takes place on a different continent where you live, and that one takes place in Japan, so it takes place in Asia and I live in America. It will also fulfill the challenge of read a book in a genre that you've always wanted to read more of, and that is manga. So I don't really read that many manga. I'm trying to strive for at least 1 full series per year, so this will be my series for this year. And the third challenge and the final challenge that it will fulfill is read a book with a cover that matches the color of your birthstone. So if you look at the cover here, it does have green because there's a lizard on there, and my birthstone is a peridot, so it definitely fulfills that challenge. So honestly, once I finish reading Hitman Reborn, that will be all the challenges for the readathon. But of course I am reading other books as well, so I will be picking up this book, and I also did pick up Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. That one, okay, so I think I mentioned it yesterday, and I listened to it on my commute to work. I think I listened to almost an hour and a half, and then I DNF'd it. I was like, this is just not very good. It was very boring. I didn't care for the characters. I felt very confused. There was just a lot of stuff going on, and I was like, I just don't have energy to continue with this. So I DNF'd it. So then I was like, what book should I read next? So now I have decided to pick up a contemporary romance, a new adult contemporary romance called Royally Screwed by Emma Chase. This was on my TBR for a very long time, and I found it on Libby, so I figured I'd just go pick it up. And right now I'm actually already 21% of the way through, so I should be able to be finished with this very soon, to be honest. And it is very good already. I'm already so invested with this, and yeah, I definitely cannot wait to continue with that book. So those are all the books that I'm reading right now. There's really only one book that will fulfill the rest of the challenges, and the rest are just add-ons. I'm going to also pick up the Kindles and the ebooks after I finish reading The Princess Will Save You, but I'm kind of prioritizing like one book at a time right now, except for audiobooks. Anyways, I'll check back in tomorrow, which is day 5. But overall, I'm doing pretty well. I finished 2 books and it's day 4, and I'll finish my 3rd book and I'll finish all the challenges. So I'm pretty happy about that. So it is day 6 of the reading rush. I don't think I updated you guys yesterday. I was just really busy. It's Friday, busy at work, and then my sister came over to visit, so we were just busy with that. Yeah, so I didn't really read too much last night, I want to say, but I want to give this a quick update because I don't think I updated you guys after Thursday night. So I did manage to finish reading Hitman Reborn Thursday evening, and I really liked it. I loved the anime series back in high school, college, and I was very disappointed when the series ended and the story didn't actually end because the manga series didn't really finish. So now I'm gonna pick up the manga series and just like kind of bust it through and just kind of like revisit the world that I loved so much back in the day. And so much nostalgia. I just loved it so much. So now that book is done, I did manage to finish all the challenges for the reading rush. So my focus right now for today and tomorrow, before I finish this vlog, is to just kind of focus on the other books that I'm reading, hopefully for the arcs that I'm doing for July arcs. If I don't get through all of them, then I'm just going to like end the vlog regardless, because this is first and foremost the reading rush reading vlog, and the secondly is more like just focusing on the July arcs. So if I don't get to all the arcs, then like that's fine. But I am reading this one right now, and I'm currently on page 78, so I have pretty high hopes that I'll be able to finish this book by the end of this weekend, aka by the end of this reading vlog. So this book follows a girl called Amarande. She's a princess, and her father, the king, just suddenly died, and because of this, she's now faced with the dilemma of being forced to marry into one of the 3 neighboring kingdoms, or she would have to give up her right to rule because of this archaic traditional law where she can only rule because she's a female if she is married. So basically they only accept a king and not a queen. So she is very against this idea. She doesn't really want to marry into any of the kingdoms because she also has a stable boy. His name is Luca, and to force her hand, someone kidnaps Luca, and now she's on this quest to save him and just take back her kingdom and basically fight for her right to rule by herself without being forced to marry into one of the neighboring kingdoms. So far I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I love the book so far. It's a little bit dry, I think. The character herself, I'm like, okay, like I'm here for her like badassery and everything, but there's just something missing. I just feel like there's no spark at all. I don't really see the whole romance aspect to it, because I mean the whole purpose of this whole book really is for her to go on this quest to save her love, but the interactions between her and Luca have been very few, because I mean the book literally just started and it already happened. Like he got kidnapped and now so she's on her way to save him. So that's very early on this book, so I really haven't had much of a connection or like a sense of romance between the 2 individuals, and so because of that I just don't really see the passion or like the motivation for her to do all of this just to save him. So I think that's my biggest issue with this book so far, just because I don't see that realistically. But other than that though, I am learning a lot about the world building, which I really like. And then right now, what else am I doing? Oh yes, I'm also listening to Royally Screwed, which I really like. I am currently 59% of the way through, so I only have less than 4 hours left, which I'm really enjoying. I was listening to this earlier when I was doing some crock pot because I want to make some chicken pot pie soup later, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I was listening to this while I was making that, and I'm really liking it. It's just like a really smutty, steamy book, and just like I'm so here for that. So yeah, it's like a great way to pass the time, so I'm enjoying my time reading that book. But that is it in terms of update. I'm about to eat lunch right now and I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten breakfast and it's already what, 12:30. So yeah, I need to eat some food soon and then I'll check back in later. Hey guys, so this is a week after Reading Rush has ended. I'm actually in the middle of editing my vlog and I almost finished, and I realized I never actually filmed the outro clip for it. So here I am a week later trying to give you all the stats and kind of just wrapping up the vlog. So I have my reading journal over here, which I have filled out, and let's just go through all the stats right now. So I did manage to finish 4 books during the reading rush. The first one is Dumpling. This one I believe I gave 2 stars. The second book that I finished was The Crow Rider, which I gave 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed it overall. Like, I had some issues with it, but overall for the most part I did really enjoy the book. Then the third book that I finished was Hitman Reborn Volume 1. This one I gave 5 stars. I was so in love with this book. I cannot wait to continue the rest of the series. I think there's like 40 volumes in all, so I would definitely be picking that up sometime this month or rest of the year, whenever. And the last book that I managed to finish on the last day was Royally Screwed. This one I gave 5 stars. It was just freaking fantastic. It was just like all the smutty scenes, and I was just so here for all the romance, and it was just a really fun read. So those are the 4 books I managed to finish. Then I also managed to finish all 7 of the challenge. I'm not going to go through every single one again because I did mention them during the vlog itself, so it just seems very repetitive. But overall, let's just go through like the page counts and everything. Number of pages that I read the most was actually on Friday. I read 270 pages, and the total page count that I read overall was 1,416. So it was better than I expected, but worse than I would have liked it to be, if that makes any sense. But yeah, overall I'm actually pretty pleased. And let's just go through the badges that I have over here as well. So I did manage to get the Reading Rush badge, the Challenges badge, which is matches color of birthstone, starts with the word the, inspired by a movie, read outside your house, first book that you touch, genre that you wanted to read, and of course my booktube video, which is this one right here. I also read the different continent one. I did not do the Twitter sprint or the read in live shows, so that was kind of a miss on my end. I did manage to read 2 5-star reads, which I'm really happy about. I haven't actually done a bookstagram yet, but I will do that. So I did already give myself the badge here because I was like, well, I'm going to include at least a thumbnail of this video on there, so I'll definitely have something from Reading Rush. I didn't manage to read 7 books. I read 4. I did read over 1,000 pages, and of course I did complete the Reading Rush challenges. So these are all the badges. Overall, I'm actually pretty pleased with myself. I wish I got all of them, but 2 of them I just like didn't have time for. I think it just didn't work out with my schedule. I was at work, or by the time I came back home the next one was like really late or something like that. I just never worked out, so unfortunately I just never did a Twitter sprint. Reading live show, I feel like I just didn't have time to do it. So anyways, oh wait, I forgot to mention, so I did manage to get through part of This Princess Will Save You. I didn't finish it though. I got to page like 180 something, so I made a decent chunk of the way through, but I didn't finish it. So yeah, but that was another book that I read halfway. So anyways, that is it in terms of this reading rush reading vlog. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with how everything turned out. Read 4.5 books essentially, so that's actually pretty good compared to my previous months, so I'm pretty happy about that. But anyways, that is it. Let me know below if you have participated in the reading vlog. I think this might be my last time doing it just because of all the situations that happened this time around. I was actually contemplating about just foregoing this entire reading vlog, but I actually worked on it already, that I was like, I still want to post it, so I still want people to like kind of see my progress and just share my progress as well. So I don't know if I will be doing it next year. I think it depends on how the organizers will change it up a bit, because I really think they dropped the ball multiple times this time around. So I was very hesitant, but I still really appreciate the reading rush experience overall, but I just wish that it was better planned and just more aware of the environment and what we're going through right now. So yeah, so anyways, that is my thought about the whole situation. So basically I don't know if I'll continue for next year essentially, which is also why I wanted to kind of do this vlog, because this might be the last time I'll be doing this readathon, and therefore it'll be the last time I'll have a vlog for this readathon. So anyways, that is it in terms of this kind of like lengthy outro. But as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.